Hi everybody, this is Tina, and I'm going to share with you my proposal on group psychoeducational therapy. This is my group proposal for group counseling class. Alright, group psychoeducational therapy is one of the more popular and most practiced therapeutic tools used in the inpatient psychiatric and behavioral health hospitals throughout the nation. By using psychoeducational material information to assist the participants in gaining insight into strategies for coping with stressors works well with medication management. By using a variety of psychoeducational material covering many topics, the group members are introduced to strategies to utilize and cope with mental health issues as well as substance abuse issues. The topics covered and the handouts distributed in the therapeutic sessions will provide the group members with a visual presentation to follow along during each group discussion. In adult psychiatric and behavioral health hospitals, using psychoeducational material to assist patients who are confined on a unit being monitored for safety from a crisis offers them hope and an option to cope with life stressors. All adults on the inpatient units are encouraged to participate in the psychoeducational groups. There are 2 psychoeducational groups a day. The groups are not focused on the individuals in comparison to the well-being of the group, which is why the information presented is a broad range of topics. The number of patients attending group sessions varies from 2 to 16 patients. When there are more than 16 at a time, the group is split into 2 groups to assure each patient has ample time to share and time to connect with other group members. The length of stay in an inpatient facility is short, ranging from 7 to 14 days. During this time, stabilization from a crisis is the priority. Providing groups for the patients that are brief and peppered with information that each patient can use is appropriate for the milieu. The adult psychoeducational group being presented will introduce strategies to the patients to gain insight into cognitive distortions, learn mindful meditation techniques, stop negative thoughts, use positive self-talk, and use spirituality as an opportunity to manage emotions in a healthier manner. The information presented in this type of setting appeals to patients moving from crisis to coping with their emotions while being medically stabilized. So, I am going to go through each class, which there are 10. 2 weeks is an average length of stay. A week to 2 weeks. 2 weeks is usually the absolute longest someone stays. So I put together enough groups for 10 days. So I'm going to go through each one and tell you a little bit about the group session and what I hope the patients get out of each group. So the first one is personality types. So here is one of the handouts, and then there are a couple of more handouts that go along with it. And this group session, it is accompanied with 3 handouts provided to the group member with the information on personality types. The handout describes the personality type, including risks and an explanation of the personality type, as well as strategies to deal with the shortcomings of the personality type. Each member is asked to review the handouts and share with the group the personality they identify with the most. This session offers each group member the opportunity to see themselves and others as each group member shares their thoughts and insights. The second session is what is mindfulness? The session of learning about mindfulness is a way to teach the patient how to stay in the present moment by gaining an awareness and acceptance. The benefits of learning mindfulness and practicing mindfulness is it helps with adapting to situations and gaining greater control over emotions. By using this technique in a group setting, it gives the individual members the opportunity to practice the technique and ask questions, which helps them open up and get more comfortable with themselves. On the third session, we start to explore how to fix cognitive distortions. And this is a very interesting class because many people have cognitive distortions, and it's easy, I guess, to take things out of perspective, and we want to learn how to put things back into perspective. This group session examines cognitive distortions by reviewing the handout and exploring how each patient can use the information to recognize ways group members distort situations and thoughts. With group members sharing openly in the session, they are able to receive feedback in a non-judgmental way. It offers the opportunity to explore situations where the patient's thoughts, perceptions were distorted, and how to revisit the situation using different techniques discussed in group. Then we're going to move over to the fight or flight response. This session describes the fight or flight concept. It helps the patient understand symptoms and triggers in the fight or flight concept. This fact sheet helps the patient gain insight into their responses to situations and helps the group bond through the group members sharing similar life experiences. The fact sheet also explores ways to manage emotions by offering relaxation techniques. The next group session is, Are You a Positive or Negative Person? This session provides the patients with 4 handouts. The first handout is for the patient to check statements they are most like on the positive or negative side. This handout gives the patient an idea of their perspective. The second handout provides information on how to stop negative thoughts by using visualization techniques, breathing, and changing thinking patterns. The third handout focuses on optimism and ways to improve patients' perspective to diffuse stress. The fourth handout asks the patient to complete open-ended statements to help them recognize the power of positive thinking. This set of handouts helps the group as a whole focus on positive strategies to give the group hope for change. In the 6th session, we're going to look at patients' favorite things. This session provides the group members with a handout on their favorite things. This session focuses on preventive measures by using visualization. Group members are encouraged to focus on all the things that makes them feel good about themselves. This technique helps the members become aware of how to use their senses to not ruminate and to help them stay grounded. This session also encourages quieting the mind. The group using these techniques together establishes group cohesion. The next group is Writing for Compassion. This session explores the benefits of journaling and guides the group members in the journaling experience. Each patient is given 2 handouts on instructions on how to journal with compassion for self to improve self-image and self-confidence. This exercise encourages group members to show compassion and tenderness to self. This exercise shows each group members the vulnerabilities of the person through the shared experience. On the 8th session, we have the balance wheel. This session explores the patient balancing slices of life. Each patient is provided a handout on areas of life that contribute to the well-being of each person. Each patient is asked to share the areas they feel they are deficit in, with the discussion focusing on where patients can improve for a more balanced life. This session is to provide insight to the patient on where they are strong and areas they need to improve. On the 9th session, we have Reflecting on Judgments. This session explores judgments about self. Each patient is given a handout that asks specific questions on how the patient judges themselves. This handout can be used as part of a daily routine to bring about mindful awareness on healthy perspectives. It helps the patient ground thoughts rationally using a holistic approach to recognize unhealthy thinking patterns. As each patient shares their thoughts in the group setting, the members hear from each other and provides the opportunity for self-disclosure. The last group session, I think, is one of the really coolest that we do, and that's another mindful exercise on letting go. This group session focuses on teaching the patients mindfulness with the emphasis on ways to practice deep breathing techniques in any situation, regardless of where the patient is at the time. The session focuses on the art of letting go of stress. Each group member is encouraged to share their thoughts on the technique that is most comfortable with them. The group members are encouraged to be supportive of one another. Through the shared experiences and through each group member sharing in the group process, they become bonded. Even though it's a short stay, they connect with one another. They identify with each other, which helps each patient group member open up. This type of psychoeducational group in a hospital setting is really just a very short stay. But it's very powerful because I believe that we catch people at, we see them at their most vulnerable. And they're most often in a moment of crisis. And when they share experiences, they're really opening up, not just to the facilitator, but to their peers. And at first it's very scary, but it seems like as soon as one person opens up, it opens the door for some of the others to start opening up, which is, as a facilitator, just a really cool process to watch unfold. So I enjoy working in group situations. Actually, I prefer it over individual sessions. There's just so much going on in the group sessions. The group dynamics, sometimes you don't know what's going to come out. You don't know what's going to unfold. And, when you see those moments of genuine authenticity, it's like, dang, that's really cool. So, thank you for watching the video, and today's Easter, so I hope everybody has a very happy Easter in their social isolation or their confinement to home. Look, being home is not a bad place to be at all. So have a good day. Bye.